Adolf Hitler was born in Austria in 1889. His early life was marked by family conflicts and academic struggles. He harbored artistic aspirations but failed to gain admission to the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. This rejection fueled his resentment and contributed to his growing sense of disillusionment.
My dreams of becoming an artist were crushed. The rejection was a blow that deepened my frustration with the world.
Hitler's formative years were crucial in shaping his worldview and laying the groundwork for his future ambitions. Hitler's relationship with his father was strained. Alois Hitler, a strict and authoritarian figure, clashed with his son's artistic inclinations.
My father never understood me. His harshness only pushed me further away.
The young Adolf found solace in his mother Clara, but her death from cancer in 1907 left him emotionally devastated. This loss further compounded his sense of isolation and deepened his resentment towards the world around him. These early experiences left an indelible mark on Hitler, shaping his personality and influencing his later political trajectory. In 1908, Hitler moved to Vienna, a city teeming with political and social ferment. He was exposed to a range of ideologies, including German nationalism, anti-Semitism, and social Darwinism. These ideas resonated with his own sense of grievance and provided an outlet for his frustrations.
Vienna was a melting pot of ideas. I found myself drawn to those that echoed my own discontent.
Vienna became the crucible in which Hitler's worldview began to solidify. The city's diverse population, including a significant Jewish community, fueled Hitler's existing prejudices. He adopted a distorted view of history, blaming Jews for Germany's economic woes and social ills.
The more I saw, the more I was convinced that our problems had clear culprits.
This period of intense intellectual and emotional development proved pivotal in shaping his political outlook. Hitler's time in Vienna marked a turning point, transforming him from a frustrated artist into a radical ideologue. The outbreak of World War I in 1914 provided Hitler with a sense of purpose. He volunteered for the German army, serving as a dispatch runner on the Western Front. Hitler embraced the camaraderie and discipline of military life, finding a sense of belonging he had long craved. The war also intensified his German nationalism.
The war gave me a cause, a sense of unity with my fellow soldiers.
Hitler's wartime experiences, including Germany's defeat, left him with a profound sense of bitterness and resentment. He attributed the loss to internal enemies, particularly Jews and communists, whom he believed had stabbed Germany in the back. This conspiracy theory, widely circulated in right-wing circles, fueled his growing hatred and desire for revenge.
We were betrayed from within. It was an unforgivable act that demanded retribution.
After the war, Hitler joined the German Workers' Party, a small right-wing group that shared his nationalist and anti-Semitic views. His charisma and oratorical skills quickly propelled him to prominence within the party, which he renamed the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or Nazi Party. Hitler's rise to prominence coincided with a period of economic turmoil and political instability in Germany.
The party was a platform for my ideas. I knew I could lead it to greatness.
In 1923, Hitler and the Nazis attempted a coup d'etat in Munich known as the Beer Hall Putsch. The poorly planned uprising failed, and Hitler was arrested and imprisoned. While in prison, he wrote Mein Kampf, outlining his political ideology and plans for Germany.
The failure of the putsch was a setback, but it taught me valuable lessons. Mein Kampf would be the blueprint for our future.
The failure of the Beer Hall Putsch proved to be a turning point, forcing Hitler to rethink his strategy and embrace a more patient approach to achieving power. Section 5, Mein Kampf and the Blueprint for Power. Mein Kampf, published in 1925, became the Bible of the Nazi movement. It espoused a toxic mix of nationalism, anti-Semitism, and racial purity. The book laid out Hitler's vision for a greater Germany, achieved through territorial expansion and the subjugation of inferior races. It also articulated his hatred of Jews, whom he blamed for Germany's ills. Mein Kampf outlined Hitler's belief in the superiority of the Aryan race and his plan to create a German-dominated Europe. He envisioned a vast empire, or Lebensraum, living space, in Eastern Europe, acquired through military conquest and ethnic cleansing. This chilling blueprint for genocide and war would have devastating consequences for millions of people. Section 6, Consolidation of Power and the Nazi State. The Great Depression provided fertile ground for the Nazis' message of hate and resentment to take root. Hitler capitalized on the economic hardship and political instability to expand the party's support base. In 1933, he was appointed Chancellor of Germany, marking a turning point in German history. Once in power, Hitler moved swiftly to consolidate his grip on the country. He suppressed all opposition, banned other political parties, and established a totalitarian state. The Nazis controlled all aspects of life, from education and the media to the arts and culture. Germany was transformed into a one-party dictatorship under Hitler's iron rule. Section 7, The Road to War and Early Victories. Hitler's foreign policy was driven by his desire to revise the Treaty of Versailles, which he viewed as a humiliating imposition on Germany. He embarked on a course of aggressive expansionism, remilitarizing the Rhineland, annexing Austria and dismembering Czechoslovakia.
These actions were met with appeasement from Britain and France, who hoped to avoid another war.
In 1939, Hitler invaded Poland, triggering World War II. The Nazi war machine, fueled by a potent mix of military might and ideological fanaticism, swept across Europe. Early victories in Poland, Denmark, Norway and France seemed to confirm Hitler's belief in German superiority and his destiny to rule Europe. Section 8, The Holocaust, A Stain on Humanity. Central to Nazi ideology was a racist worldview that demonized Jews, blaming them for Germany's problems. This hatred fueled the Holocaust, the systematic, state-sponsored persecution and murder of 6 million Jews across German-occupied Europe. Jews were subjected to discrimination, expropriation, ghettoization, deportation, and ultimately extermination in concentration and death camps.
The Holocaust was a crime of unprecedented barbarity, a genocide that stained the conscience of humanity. It was a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked hatred, prejudice, and the totalitarian denial of human rights. The memory of the Holocaust serves as a warning to future generations, a reminder of the importance of vigilance and the need to confront intolerance and discrimination in all its forms.
Section 9. Turning the Tide, the War's Latter Stages. The tide of war began to turn against Germany in 1941 with the invasion of the Soviet Union and the entry of the United States into the conflict. The Nazi war machine faced a two-front war against powerful adversaries. Despite early victories, German forces were gradually pushed back on both fronts.
The Allied invasion of Normandy on D-Day, June 6, 1944, marked the beginning of the end for the Nazi regime. As Allied forces advanced into Germany from the west and Soviet troops approached from the east, the full horror of the Nazi regime's crimes was revealed to the world. The liberation of concentration camps exposed the true extent of the Holocaust and shocked the world.
Section 10. Downfall and Suicide. In the Bunker. As Soviet forces closed in on Berlin, Hitler's grip on power finally crumbled. He retreated to his underground bunker, a symbol of his regime's collapse and his own descent into madness.
On April 30th, 1945, with defeat imminent, Hitler committed suicide, bringing his reign of terror to an end.
The fall of Berlin marked the end of World War II in Europe. The Nazi regime lay in ruins, its ideology discredited, its crimes exposed for the world to see. The world celebrated the defeat of Nazi Germany and the end of Hitler's tyranny. Section 11. The Enduring Legacy of Hitler's Reich. The legacy of Hitler's rule is profound and enduring. The world was left to grapple with the unprecedented horrors of the Holocaust and the devastating consequences of totalitarian ideology. The war had claimed the lives of millions and reshaped the geopolitical landscape. In the aftermath of the war, Germany underwent a process of denazification and reconstruction. The Nuremberg trials held Nazi leaders accountable for their crimes, establishing an important precedent for international law. The lessons of the Holocaust and the dangers of unchecked hatred continue to resonate today, serving as a stark reminder of the importance of tolerance, human rights, and the fragility of peace.